All right, hi everyone. So we're back. So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to go from this kind of position. So you'll remember here is the model, right, of my bishop, and so I've turned it into this template essentially. So this set of 2D shapes, right? So now we want to export them to Illustrator. So the bad news is that unfortunately we can't export it from the online version of SketchUp. So SketchUp free we can't use, unfortunately. So what we're going to have to do now is we're going to have to export this file. We're going to have to download this file and then open it up in a in the app version of SketchUp. And not only that, we've got to use the Pro version. So basically, you're stuck until we get to school. But actually, not a big deal because in Illustrator there's not that much to do. So I'm going to show you exactly how to do this. All right. So let's say we're here. You've made your model. You've made maybe a few models. They're all lined up here, and you've got all of your beautiful designs here. Flat. They're two-dimensional, as you can see. They're just shapes. So what we're going to do now is, first of all, we want to go to View or to Scenes, and we want to look at it from in a parallel projection, and we want to look at it from above, right from the top viewport. So like this, and then what we're going to do is we're going to zoom in so we can just only see these 2D things. So we don't want to see our model. Then we're going to download it, right? So we're going to go to Download, and we're going to have some options here. Now, it's really important. Do not choose the 2020 version here. So choose 2017, right? And that way, if you happen to download SketchUp 2017 at some later time, the free version, it's called SketchUp Make 2017, then you can still open your documents. So let's open it. So let's do that. And so here we go. It's downloading. It's not a very big file, so it's downloaded already. And I'm now going to open it in SketchUp. And so where are we? This is my other model. I better save this part. Where are we? Oh yeah. So here we go. Right. So there we go. So this is what we've got, right? So we're now in SketchUp Pro 2019, right? And we've been able to open this document, no problem. And so now I'm going to go and look at the top view again, and I'm going to make sure that I'm in parallel projection so that everything's nice and accurate, which it is. And now I want to show only this, right? So now that I've got this set up, so that I've got this in my viewport only the pieces that I want to laser cut, I'm going to go to the File menu, and we're going to go Export. And we're going to export a 2D graphic. And here are our options, right? So what we want to do is, so I'm just going to save it to my desktop. It doesn't really matter where you save it to. Well, it does, but when it's you that's saving it, actually this is important. Make sure that you save it to this drive here. It's your H drive, and it'll have your name, so your login. So mine is Tan A. That's just my login, so yours will have whatever your name is. Then the next important thing is choosing the right file type. So this will only work if your file type is DWG, right? So an AutoCAD DWG file. So there we go, and we're going to export that. Oh, where did I export it to? Export 2D graphic. Oh yeah, so I just exported it to the desktop. So that's good. So now we can get out of this, and this, and this, and now let's see. We're now going to look for our file, and let's see if I can find it. Oh yeah. So this is it here. So chess pieces bishop, and you can see it's a DWG file, and it will open in Illustrator. So We're not going to open it directly in Illustrator though. What we're going to do instead is we're going to open this template. Now you can find this template in Classroom. If you go to this assignment here, you can see this is it here, right? So laser cutting template. Make sure that you use this. This is going to make your life so much easier. If you open it directly, you're going to have a whole lot of problems which you don't have to deal with if you use this template. So I've opened this template and now I'm going to go File. Actually, let's open this. Let's open our thing anyway. Let's see, import. Shall I import or place? No, we'll just open that as well. So let's go and find it. Chess pieces bishop. So we'll open that. So we want to open it as the original size. We don't want to scale the line weights or anything. And we're just going to center the eye weight. So this is okay. So make sure that you don't have any of these selected. Make sure that it's original size. So there we go. So there's our objects. We're going to select them all. And we're going to go copy. And then we'll go to our laser cutting template and we'll go paste. So Control V, paste. You guys know how to do that, right? Okay, so now just to make things a little bit easier, we'll just move this over here. And then we can zoom in. So we can hold down the Alt key and zoom in. Right, so now we need to deal with line weights. So the way that the laser cutter works is it looks at line weights, and everything that it recognizes as the line weight of, it will laser cut, right? And it will laser cut it at different strengths depending on the color and the settings of the laser cutter. So these are the three options that we're going to use. Actually, there's one other one. Is there? No, these are the three options we're going to use, right? So all of this stuff, we want to cut all the way through whatever material we're going to use. Let's assume that it's plywood, let's say. So we want to cut through the plywood. So in order to cut through the plywood, we need all the paths to be like this one. So what we're going to do is we're going to select all of this, and we're going to use the eyedropper tool. And then we're going to select this path here, like that, which changes some of the settings here. And so what's important to know is that this is the color, RGB red. So if you use CNYK red, won't recognize it. It has to be RGB red. And the stroke should be 0.028 points, right? That's pretty hard to remember, but that is the same as 0.01 millimeters. So if you type that in, then you get the same. So it converts it to points automatically, right? And that is it. That's it. That's the whole job done. You can still see the lines. They're very, very faint. But that's now ready for laser cutting. Before you laser cut, obviously you don't want to laser cut these things as well. So let's get rid of those. And let's say that you want to add a little bit of detail to it. In fact, I'll just undo that deleting because we're going to keep this thing here. Let's say that on some of the components, we want to do some outlining. Right? In fact, what I'll do is I'll make this one point again so we can kind of see what we're doing. So for example, let's say we want to take, oh no, not that. We want to take these parts here. In fact, let's just do this. We'll select all of this and then deselect the things we don't want. By the way, we can move these things around and all that sort of stuff, but I think I've set this up reasonably efficiently, so that's okay. So this here, what we're going to do is, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to offset this. So I'm going to go Object, Path, Offset Path, and I'm going to offset it by, let's try 3 mils to start off with. Miter limit 4. Let's do a preview to see. Ooh, that's not good. Let's go minus 3 millimeters. Nope. I can't remember how to do this part. Because this is clearly not what we want. Let's see if maybe I've chosen the wrong thing. Let's see, so path, reverse path through, simplify, add anchor points. Object path, offset path should be it. Round. Let's go -1 millimeter. Preview that. Well, we definitely don't want round. Do we want bevel? No. Miter, I guess. Let's go OK and see what this does. That's pretty ugly, isn't it? Yeah, we don't want that. Okay, so let's just ignore that. We could do this in SketchUp actually. I might do another tutorial about that. Anyway, so let's go back. Select all this. So select it all. Use the eyedropper tool and do that. Now we can delete this. Save our file. So we'll go save as. And I'll just save it to the desktop as well, and we'll call it Bishop Laser Cut 2020. We just save it as an Illustrator file, totally fine. That's it. So basically how we communicate with this file with the laser cutter is by using a printer driver. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go print, and then we'll choose the laser cutter as our printer. But we have to do that on the machine that's actually next to the laser cutter. So we're not going to send it over the internet or over the network or anything like that. We're just going to send it directly. So that is basically it. That's the end of this tutorial. You are now ready to laser cut your pieces. So hopefully that was pretty straightforward. Let me know if you've got any problems, give me any feedback on the tutorial, and I'll see you next time. Alright, thanks guys.